Hey guys, this is Kristen from KristenCoaching.com. Thank you so much again for joining me for my video today. We're going to be discussing age differences in relationships, and more specifically, if big age gaps in relationships is a problem for you guys. So we're going to dive into it, and I'm really excited to talk about it. But before we do, I want to remind all of you that if you guys want to take a relationship quiz and know if your relationship that you're currently in is healthy and going to last long term, take my relationship quiz. I'm going to leave a link in my description for you to take it. It's going to rate your relationship on a 0 to 100 and give you some feedback if your relationship has things that you need to work on. And if you want more of an assessment personally from me that'll analyze your relationship quiz and let you know what's working and what isn't working, I'm more than happy to do that. And you'll get some details and descriptions of how to do that when you click on the link. So let's dive into it, okay? We're going to talk about age differences in relationships. Is it a big deal? So I think, more and more with social media and celebrities and even just, in our society and people on the streets, I think we're really noticing more age gaps, whether it's a younger woman with an older man or an older woman with a younger man, that's really trendy these days and really more and more popular. I think with technology and the way we're able to link different people together throughout all parts of the world and, cities and countries. I think more and more people are really finding connections with one another despite whatever age that they are. So we're going to talk about things to look at if you are having, an age gap in your relationship, and things to consider in terms of making sure that it's not going to pose a problem later on down the road, okay? Excuse me. And I think you're actually going to find it very interesting because a lot of things that I'm going to talk about in terms of, kind of the age gap and things that you need to be careful on, I think these things can go for any type of a relationship, age gap or not. So these are things that all of you need to be asking yourself, how is this looking in my personal relationship, and are these things that we are dealing with now? So let's talk about it, and I think it'll be more clear. So the first thing is you want to ask yourself if your life goals match. I think with the more age difference that you guys have in between one another, sometimes life goals and plans and ideas can be different. And again, this can go for any type of a relationship, no matter what age you are. But if you're in a different generation or if you're in a different life stage, sometimes they might not mesh with yours. And so you just want to ask yourself, your other half who you're with, what's their life goals? What do they want out of life? Does that reflect what I want out of my life and what I need? So I would ask that and talk about that and just see that you guys are on the same page. The second thing that you should be doing is asking yourself about your support network. Do you have family? Do you have friends that are supportive of your relationship? I think that's really healthy, and again, in any type of a relationship you're with, but especially with, I think a big age gap, there can be a lot of people who are judgy and a lot of people who, might just kind of turn their nose up and turn away and kind of give you the cold shoulder. So I think the more support networks you have in your life, just the bigger chance that you guys are going to be okay at the end. You need friends, you need family that's going to be able to love you and support you guys no matter what the age difference is, because a lot of people have really kind of negative connotations to that. So I think it's just helpful to get that family and that friend support. And then the other thing is, and this is a big question, is children going to be an issue? Because again, with a big age gap, sometimes the person who is older, might be past their time, or maybe they're at the time where they don't want children. Maybe they have children that are already grown up and might not want to have new children or new babies. And so it's really important that you don't make children the issue down the road. You want to make sure that, especially with the younger person, are they going to want children? Does the older person want children as well? And just make sure you guys are on the same page. And again, this goes for any type of a relationship. I think actually a lot of people don't necessarily talk about, the future families and if they want that or if they don't. But I think that's really healthy. And I think you guys need to make sure that you're on the same page when it comes to life goals. And having children is one of them, if you want that or not. Another thing, if you guys have a big age gap that you should be discussing, is do you have commonalities? Do you have similar hobbies and things that you enjoy to do together? Or are you guys completely different people and you don't have a lot in common? I think the more you have in common, the more you're going to want to hang out with each other, the more you're going to get along and enjoy one another. So you have to have common interests or similar interests. It doesn't have to be 100% all the same, but I think being able to be together and enjoying each other's company is a huge deal. And then the last thing, in order to figure out if the age difference and the age gap is going to work, I think it's just important to discuss retirement, especially if you guys are trying to get married or maybe you are married. You want to think long term, right? Because, for example, if the younger person is on the older person's health insurance and that older person retires one day, well, that's going to affect the younger person's insurance and maybe some certain financial situations. So I just think it's a good conversation to have and to discuss early of the implications of what's going to happen when the older person retires and how is the younger person going to be okay in terms of the health, the dental, all that stuff, and maybe other types of financial means. Because what if the older person is the one who is, making all the money in the relationship and the younger person might not be bringing in anything, but then when they retire, then then you're on a budget, right? And so anyways, it's just something to discuss and talk about and make sure that it's just planned for. So when that time happens, you guys are ready and you're prepared, and that age gap that you have doesn't become such a huge deal because you guys are ready for it. So that's a big thing to discuss that I think a lot of people miss. Again, as you can see, I think a lot of these situations really are comparable to any type of a relationship and things that you should be asking in any relationship. But I think these are common things that come up for people with a big age difference. But if you guys have a big age difference between you guys and you're getting along well and it's going great, kudos to you. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. We only have one life to live, and it is a short one, and it goes really, really fast. So be as happy as you can and enjoy each other's company, and just make sure that you guys are having an open and honest dialogue about this type of stuff. Feel free to ask me any questions or comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can on that. And I'll see you guys next time for my next video, and subscribe to my YouTube page if you haven't already. Thanks for joining. Bye.